Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. We have an okay dog.
She's aight.
We have an okay dog. We have an okay cat.
Yeah. He's aight.
Big personalities.
Oh, yeah.
Big personalities.
I think that's what people say about us.
You know?
You know, that's what most people say about me. My big personality.
Yeah, that's the only big thing on you. Well, no, big teeth. Big head. Those are big toe. You have big toes.
Yeah, you gotta think about my toes.
Yeah, I gotta think about your toes. I do not like feet. But those are the only big things on you.
The only.
Big attitude. You got an attitude on you, kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Big ol' ass. Oh, is that good enough?
That was pretty good,
S.
yeah.
Soup. See, now you have to keep that part. You can't edit it out.
That's fine.
You can edit out the early part of the recording. You can edit it out, but you have to keep the part that leads into S. Soup.
I'm cutting everything.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SMSoup, the #1 podcast with soup in the name but not on the brain. I am Spencer,
and I'm Shelby,
and together we're here to take you on a journey through life's biggest questions, like, waiter, how is this soup made? And I got a big ol' hypothetical question for both of us to answer later in this episode. Shelby, how are you?
Hypothetically speaking, I'm good.
That's not the hypothetical.
I know.
You piece of shit.
You
bag of dog piss and dog shit.
I don't really have a whole lot of exciting things to say. So I actually don't have anything. But I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We have been on a movie roll.
Yeah.
Obviously some of it's out of necessity. If you are a frequent listener of SMSoup, you'll know that Shelby and I every even month of the year do we pick a year at random of Oscar nominees, and we go back and we watch all the nominees, and then we rank them and all that stuff. We call that Movie Club. And the year that we're doing is 2021, which has 10 movies. So
many movies.
Not just that, the homework that we have, but we also went and saw 2 Best Picture nominees for this current year.
We did, which we never ever do.
We're normally not that on top of it.
No.
So it was very, very fun to go and see those. And yeah, not that we have to like turn this into a movie club episode, but so off the top of my head, 3 movies that we've watched recently. One was Nickel Boys, then A Complete Unknown, and then just got done watching a movie club movie, Drive My Car. 3 really solid movies.
And then I watched 3 other movies this weekend.
Right, and you said one of them was dog shit.
One of them was dog shit, and the other 2 were rewatches of fantastic movies.
Yeah.
One of them was, yes, I know you're asking, a Mission Impossible movie.
Of course. Why weren't all 3 movies Mission Impossible movies
question.
Is the better second question.
Yes, that's a very good question.
But yeah, we got to watch a ton of movies, and yeah, you got to watch some fun rewatches for sure in Hunger Games and Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Watched Hunger Games because I realized I haven't seen that in years. Hits for me a lot better now than I think it used to. I was like really picky when I first watched it. I mean, I've seen it that was probably like my 3rd time seeing it. I was really picky.
You hated Jennifer Lawrence.
I did hate Jennifer Lawrence in the beginning, and I was really picky in general because I just felt like I tend to be the book just can't be outdone. I tend to have that opinion. So watching it now, I'm like, damn, these hit. I'll probably watch the other. What did they do a part 1 and part 2 thing too? So now there's 3 actual movies afterwards. I forget.
So the 4 total. Yes.
Just 4 total, even though the 3 books. Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, great watch for today. It was fun. What else did I watch? Yes, and then the newest Mission Impossible movie in preparation for May. And I'm already know I'm gonna rewatch it again with you because we need to. Like, I need to be up to date and ready to go for May. I'm so excited. And then the other one was it was called The Instigators with Matt Damon and Casey Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel bold by saying this because the online reviews say it as well. Not a good movie.
Yeah.
Not good. Funny, for sure. Funny quips.
Did you have fun watching it?
Kinda.
Okay.
Like, I can't even give it that pass.
Right.
Like, again, I could sit there and be like, the dialogue was pretty funny. Dialogue was, in my opinion, pretty spot on as a whole for, like, kind of being, like, I'm going to call it a parody heist movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually just the story. The story was so seemingly random.
Yeah.
And not in, like, a, wow, this is crazy. You're just like, what? I don't understand.
It wasn't, like, mysterious what.
No,
it was just,
no.
I can't pick up what you're trying to put down.
Yeah. Like, when you have to stop a movie and debrief and make sure you're not missing anything, that's not a good sign.
Right.
For a heist movie.
Well.
Okay, but, like, no. It just...
I don't know. For a heist movie, I could understand.
It wasn't trying to pull a fast one on you.
I can
the
understand.
Movie was not trying to pull a fast one on you.
I could understand watching Ocean's 11 and pausing and going, no, wait a second. Is this them actually doing it, or is this them still talking through doing it?
No. Yes to that, what you're saying. But no, it wasn't, again, the movie wasn't trying to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah.
You were sitting there going, is it pulling a fast one on me?
Gotcha.
So yeah, not good. But yeah, look at us watching all these movies.
Well, I'm glad we talked about the movies you watched and
Yeah,
not the
thank
ones
you.
that we both watched.
Thank you. I just needed everyone to know not to watch The Instigators. It was really, and watch Mission Impossible. Those are the important things.
Okay.
Do you want to say anything about Nickel Boys and Come As You Are? What is it?
A Complete Unknown?
A Complete Unknown?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead. Please, by all means.
And Drive My Car.
And you want to say something about Drive My Car?
I do. I want to say something specifically about Nickel Boys and Drive My Car.
Okay.
Both extremely unique watches.
Yes.
Both worthwhile watches.
Yes.
Both movies that I cannot recommend to just about anybody.
Correct. I would agree with that.
I think Drive My Car, I can recommend probably to like a handful. Like I could probably count on one hand the number of people I could recommend that movie to.
Yeah.
Nickel Boys, I can count on one finger.
Yeah.
A person I could maybe recommend that to.
And that's not to say they're not good movies.
No.
It is quite literally only going off the barometer of when I think of this movie, who could I recommend it to? And knowing the people in our lives, we're like, no one.
Right.
Because no one else will like see it for what it is.
But if you are a fan of movies, if you are like, I like movies, I like the art of movies, if you fall in that category, both of these movies are definitely for you.
Yeah, I agree.
But it was just so funny, specifically Nickel Boys and A Complete Unknown, because we watched those back-to-back days.
Mm-hmm.
We went out to the theaters twice in one weekend.
Look at us.
We went outside twice in one weekend.
It was crazy.
The juxtaposition of that was really funny because then watching A Complete Unknown was like, I can recommend this to just about anybody.
Yeah, pretty
much.
Like, yeah.
I was talking to my parents earlier, and I was like, if you enjoy any of those musical biopics,
yep.
So, Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man,
Elvis.
Walk Hard? No. Walk the Line is the Johnny Cash one.
I haven't seen that.
The person who directed A Complete Unknown was the person who directed the Walk the Line.
We have to see that.
I know. And it's Joaquin Phoenix plays Johnny Cash. Anyway.
What? How am I just learning all these
I think
things?
Walk Hard is the like parody of that.
Oh, that's funny.
With John C. Reilly, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I was like, as long as you like that and you're okay with Bob Dylan music, like I'm not the biggest Bob Dylan fan.
Yeah.
I can appreciate Bob Dylan for sure and appreciate that he paved the way for so many people to not copy, cover his songs and do them better in a lot of ways. But yeah, man, it was still just such a fun and enjoyable movie, and it was just really well done too.
I agree.
Again,
I would need to sit down and think about it, but after the theater was like, that might be one of my favorite biopics. Like it's up there as a whole movie, like the quality of the whole movie.
I would think so.
It might be up there, and I'm not even that much of it. Like I don't have strong feelings about Bob Dylan.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I can't think anybody must have strong
Right,
feelings
but
about Bob Dylan.
you know what I mean.
Well,
But-
no. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are like, I hate Bob Dylan. But I can't imagine that there are a ton of people who are like, he's my number one.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that was very
And if you're out
good.
there, call me.
Yeah, and Nickel Boy is also very good. Just
Really good. It's just it's
It's filmed and cut together so different than any movie I've ever seen.
Yep.
And I don't know. I don't want to say anything else. Like honestly, like that's not helpful. But like, yeah,
and it is really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
But yeah,
I don't think again people in my life would not have like the patience
sure
to sit through that.
And I think that's
like
totally
just
fine.
let it happen. Like you have to just sit there and let it happen.
If you're the type of person who can't stand the thought of like, I would say it's probably pretty close to this. If you can't stand the thought of needing to read for an entire movie,
Yeah.
one, don't watch Drive My Car,
Yeah,
and
don't.
2, I don't think you can watch Nickel Boys.
I would agree with that.
Like if you can't put up with like that level of like
Just-
commitment, like you have to be really committed to watch that movie.
Yes.
But
I agree.
yeah, I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with the movies that we've been watching.
Agreed. It also is so funny that when we went to the theaters to see Nickel Boys and then A Complete Unknown,
Mhm.
the theater was relatively full for Nickel Boys.
Nickel Boys was packed.
I was shocked. Like that was the fullest viewing we've been in. And then A Complete Unknown, we were one of 3 couples there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Granted, it was noon on a Sunday.
Sure.
But also, it was noon on a Sunday.
Sure, right. And I was like, we almost filled the theater yesterday for Nickel Boys, which all 4 love that. But I like want to know what everyone in that theater thought upon walking out.
Yeah.
And then like for the 24 hours to pass, we're in the genuine exact same theater.
Yeah.
Like no joke, we're in the same theater. And there
Same
are
seats.
6 of us.
Not the same seats.
Not the same seats. There are 6 of us watching a movie that I like. Again, not saying anything. Think almost any human off the street could watch.
Could watch it and find enjoyment.
Which maybe means people have already seen it. Totally fine. But
Well,
it was cracking me up.
That was going to be the other thing that I would say, or that would be the main thing I would say, is that the movie theater we go to is an independent theater. They show a lot of like artsy films and stuff like
do.
that. So
The
honestly,
clientele might be leaning towards. You're right.
the general population who would show up there probably are people who are going to be there to like interact with a movie like Nickel Boys.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
That's not to say, because A Complete Unknown, I mean, it's all about music, so like it's extremely artsy
Mm-hmm.
in that way, right?
Mhm.
And so not to say that like
No, but
that
you
same
might,
clientele wouldn't also go to see that, but
you're
they
probably
also
onto
might have
something.
a group of friends who would want to see that movie, and that group of friends would never go to an independent theater, so they had to go to an AMC, or somebody had a gift card, or you
might be onto something.
But I don't know. Also,
Yeah.
again, it was noon compared to like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Take that for whatever it might be worth. I don't know.
Just thought it was really funny.
Yeah. I mean, noon on a Sunday, we're in the South. People were at church.
I'm not.
Well, yeah, we were at a movie.
Yeah.
But this Sunday, we'll be back at church.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we eating first and then?
Yeah, we're eating
Okay.
first. We're gonna do the
I'm
thing.
so
Everyone,
excited.
we're gonna shut everyone off of this by eating before talking
I'm
about
so
our
excited.
topic.
I'm only going to take like 2
2
bites,
bites.
probably,
Yeah,
and then
agreed.
finish it later.
Agreed.
I
This is
am
gonna be
so
so
excited for the
crinkly. I
topic.
apologize in advance.
So excited for the topic.
Okay, me too.
But first,
But first, a few weeks ago, we talked about how much. Wait, why did we talk about Pop-Tarts? We talked about Pop-Tarts because I threw away the Pop-Tart box.
yeah, we were talking about all the ways to eat Pop-Tarts.
All the ways to eat Pop-Tarts.
You can freeze them.
You can freeze
You
them.
can just eat them right out of the pack.
Yep.
You can
Toast
them.
And the
And
classic,
then you can
famous
also
fourth
stack
way,
them, which is just to say,
pulling
eat them
them
right
out of the
pack.
package. Yeah, it's like I guess it's like along the logic of eating a Kit Kat.
Ooh.
Like, do you just
Ooh.
pull it out of the pack and you chomp into both like a sociopath?
Yeah,
Like, I guess it's along those lines is what they were going for.
I guess.
So then literally days after recording that, oh, this is so cute. Did you see the top? Days after that, I was at the grocery store and on sale because they're
Should
out
we
of
have
season.
made hot chocolate.
Oh, maybe.
Sorry,
Well,
buried in
anyway,
the lead.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Because they're out of season were Pop-Tarts that are Frosted marshmallow hot cocoa Pop-Tarts.
They smell
They smell
like Swiss Miss. Swiss
they do
Miss
smell
hot
like
chocolate.
Swiss Miss, you're right. And so we got the Pop-Tarts. I am gonna hold them up to the camera in case anyone like is watching and is curious.
Mine says raise a mug.
They look like the chocolate with the white icing, and then yeah, they have a little picture on top. Mine says perfect cocoa.
Mine looks like it's a
They all say
barcode.
the same thing. Bear hug in a mug. Anyway, so we're gonna do
Snow days.
So we're gonna eat Pop-Tarts the way God intended.
We're gonna stack them.
We're gonna stack them. Sorry in advance for any of the crinkly plastic.
Because again, we're big believers on SMSoup of don't knock it till you try it, right, Shelby? That's what we always say.
So
Big
dry. Okay, so if we go silent for
Peter,
a second.
how are Pop-Tarts made?
Peter, how much processed food's in here? It's so dry.
Very dry.
Double the dryness.
Mm-hmm.
Am I crazy? What's the Pop-Tart we always get?
Hot fudge sundae.
Isn't it just that without all the sprinkles on top?
Mm.
To me, it tastes the same.
Tastes a little different. Not far off though.
I like taste hot fudge sundae when I eat it, but when I smell it, I smell the s'mores ones.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. Not bad. Maybe I'll try a freezing one and see if that tastes any better.
No, I think the stack is the way. I get it. Really improved this. It really improved the experience.
You think?
Yeah, the flavor was just like heightened. I don't think I can ever go back.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
I'm absolutely not being serious.
Okay.
That was stupid.
It was dumb, but I
Fuck
didn't.
you, Pop-Tarts. Just put your designs in thirds, not quarters. It's not that serious.
But did you actually hate it?
It's just so dry. Like it's all gummed up in my teeth now.
It would have done that even if you ate one at a time.
Yeah, but like there's no reason to dry out my whole mouth in like a second.
You would.
Also,
With that same bite. No. With that same bite, but with one Pop-Tart, you would have. Or you didn't make it worse.
and another thing.
If anything, I honestly think I kind of liked that.
No, I didn't. I like to eat slow.
Yeah, we know.
Slow
With your big teeth
with my big teeth.
and your big head
And my big
and
head.
your big ass.
No, it just feels like you're rushing the experience for no reason. Like I feel like if I'm eating it stacked,
It's the American way.
I'm running
No.
fucking late.
No.
I can't
No,
even
no.
slowly eat my on-the-go snack. That's
feel like-
crazy.
I feel like I got double the sugar in me. I'm like shaking. I'm
Oh, wow.
vibrating. I'm so amped. I did not hate the stacked experience. To be genuine, I did not hate the stacked experience.
Didn't taste marshmallow hot cocoa.
I really didn't either.
Okay.
I definitely tasted.
It
It's
just tastes
very.
like hot fudge sundae.
It's very close to hot fudge sundae. It's definitely like the same Pop-Tart. I would say that the filling and the top icing tastes off.
Yeah.
Couldn't describe that as an actual flavor though.
No.
It just doesn't taste like my goat.
Yeah. It's more like
the
my
people's
cow.
the people's champ. It doesn't taste like the people's champ. Hot fudge sundae.
There you have it. That was your audio review of stacked Pop-Tarts.
Stacked Pop-Tarts, but specifically a flavor that we had never had before.
And that probably isn't available in stores anymore because it's out of season.
Right, and we meant to eat this like 4 weeks ago.
The relevance is crazy.
Perfect segue.
Perfect segue.
It's not at all. But
Okay.
did you ever think about how you can say perfect segue
Yeah.
and people will just kind of believe it?
Yeah. Well, it kind of just like it. You've set up the understanding that you're changing subjects and no
Right.
one can be mad about it.
Right,
No one can go, how did we get here? And you can go, I just said perfect segue.
Right.
You knew this was happening.
right.
Yeah.
I bet we have a friend. I bet I could say perfect segue and she would agree,
Yeah.
even if it was not a perfect segue.
You're so accurate. I think we have more than one friend who would do that.
I think so too, but you know which friend I'm specifically talking about.
I do.
It's also giving Shelby saying canonical.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
She kind of does that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I get it.
1,000%.
I'm in on the joke.
Yeah. I love inside jokes. I hope to be part of one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It absolutely gives off that energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had an interesting thought come to mind, and I can't remember what brought it to mind specifically, but I have a hypothetical for you.
Oh, I love this. Is it a what if?
It is not a what if.
You ask it as a what if?
Yes.
Okay.
What if scientists... No, it doesn't really work because I'm going to ask a second question. Okay, so scientists have developed a way for us to effectively a time machine that allows us to go to any point in time. And how it works is you go to that point in time. Don't get hung up on the fact that Earth isn't in the same spot. So you'd have to actually figure out how
if you think my brain
move time and space. No. You throw in coordinates and that's where you land in the time that you choose.
Okay.
Okay. If you, there are no consequences. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can go, you could go back in time and where you land happens to be where a building is falling. The building can fall on you. You could die, air quotes, but you would just come back to current day.
No consequences.
Okay. No consequences in that sense. And so to further, push that
so like
idea,
anyone you sleep with in this timeline, it like doesn't matter in the today timeline. No consequences.
Yes. Weird that you would go there. Who are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm debating for the rest of your question.
Who are you? I mean,
I just had to ask the question because when you said no consequences,
who are you going back in time to? Yeah, that's a very man way of thinking about things. First off, second off, who are you going to go back in time and be able to seduce?
All I gotta do is show like my ankle, right? At most given times.
Oh, so you're saying you just want to fuck some rando from like the 1600s?
Oh God!
Like you're not even like aiming for somebody popular. You're just like, no, not Ben Franklin, not. And I'm not saying old Ben Franklin. You're thinking, of course, you're thinking old Ben Franklin. I'm talking like 25-year-old, like.
Okay.
60-year-old Ben Franklin was doing the orgies in the caves, right?
Right. Yeah.
But maybe 25-year-old Ben was also getting up to that, and he was probably very handsome.
I was thinking like
most people are handsome when they're 25.
He's like a total womanizer, and like, but also was like, I love my work more than anything.
Do you think if Einstein was alive today, anytime he walked into a room, womanizer would be playing?
Yes, I do. Anytime. I think legally we'd have to.
I hope you know that's me making fun of you.
I completely know it's you making fun of me.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's no consequences, okay?
Yeah.
And like that's to push you into a certain line of thinking, technically.
Understand.
But
yeah.
Don't
overthink it.
It doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying. What historical moment would you want to go back in time to?
Oh God.
I mean, there can be multiple. You don't have to just pick just one. But like, what comes to mind? When I first thought of this, you want to know what immediately came to mind for me? There were two specifically, and that's why I put the stipulation of you don't die.
I can't.
The Hindenburg.
Oh, okay. Interesting choice.
And Titanic.
Wow, you just love devastation, don't you?
Well, I don't, but it's like one of those things where it's like there's really no way of like knowing like what went on,
like what it really was like to be like there, and like
you like there's no way to account for like what was happening
in the moment
of the tragedy, but also like the hours leading up to it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I don't know, there's something really fascinating about that, which then led me to a second leap of give me like any conspiracy theory.
What is it? JFK's not dead or something like that?
Perfect. Good one. JFK.
Yeah. You want to go there?
I want to go. I want to keep going there back over and over again and figure it out and just finally like put it to rest.
Yeah. For yourself or for everyone?
For everyone.
Okay.
Like I just want people to stop Just
Yeah.
stop being fucking insane about these things.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Oh, Lee Harvey Oswald was set up. I don't care.
I would
I don't care.
actually.
Our president is dead.
You know what? Forget the magic tree house. You know? No, go stay with me. Forget the magic tree house. Give me storyline of time machine to like truly prove all these conspiracies correct or wrong and like put it to rest.
Is that Magic Treehouse?
No, but like they would zap away if they wanted to learn something about something.
Did they? Is
They
that
did.
a thing?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Magic School Bus?
No, I'm talking about. Was it not called the Magic Tree House? I thought it was called the Magic Tree House.
Maybe.
But they were like, "Oh, I
Bridge of Terabithia?
literally they were like, I was learning about the Titanic, and then like somehow they find themselves like zapped onto the Titanic, and like which it is kind of fucked up. 2 kids are experiencing the Titanic and like having to like
Yeah.
Normally they're there for like a relatively low stakes reason, but in the back of your mind you're like, they're on the Titanic.
Yeah, we all know
We
what
don't
happened.
know what happens to this. But yeah, that's like what the Magic Tree House is.
I
It's
gotcha.
like they like want to learn deeper about something, and so they get like
Yeah.
zapped into the moment of something.
Okay, well, cool. I guess this isn't an original idea by
No,
me.
but like I mean, taking it out of the context of like children's story, I think we can put a little bit more. behind it.
JFK was a perfect example. Another one was Jimmy Carter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously he died recently, so people were talking about how he was a big UFO believer.
Yeah.
Specifically, a YouTube channel that we watch.
Yeah.
But it was making its rounds again because he was. I
want to go to everyone's like first told experience of like on this night I was out in a field and this happened. I want to zap there.
I want to zap there, and I
Yeah.
want to be like, that's a fucking helicopter, or like that's a weather balloon,
Or
holy shit, they weren't lying, that's a weather balloon.
Yeah.
Or holy shit, they weren't lying, that is a UFO.
That's an alien.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like I want to.
I like that.
That's
You
where
want
my mind been.
confirmation.
Yeah, I want to be able to just like. So like, send me back to fucking year 0.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna be shaking hands and bumping fists with my A1 since day one,
Uh-huh.
Lord and Savior.
Uh-huh.
You know him as the little baby, the Immaculate Birth, weighing in
Yeah.
at 5'3", probably 5'2".
Yeah.
He's probably pretty short
Yeah.
by today's standards. 100 and couldn't be, 110 soaking wet, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Let me see it. Come on. Show me these magic tricks, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just want to confirm that you were actually a person.
Mm-hmm.
People like to bring up one of the most well-documented people of all time, but I also want to bring up the truth sometimes gets stretched.
Oh, those are good stretch now.
Like, I would love to go back and like find out that his name wasn't even Jesus, and they just kind of pinned all these stories on a Jesus. And like all the stories where like all the disciples, they were actually the ones doing the things, and they were like, we'll go.
The
apostles and their creed
Yeah.
and their assassins.
Yeah.
They, John,
Jacob, Jingleheimer,
Luke,
Schmidt. Yeah. Peter, Paul,
Mary.
George,
Anyway,
Kevin.
John. Did I say John? I said John already. John, Paul,
Joseph.
Ringo,
Daddy.
George, the Beatles. Like, what if I go back and I find out that like, they were all like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to say Jesus wasn't
What
real,
if-
first off,
okay,
but
okay,
what
okay,
if
okay.
they were the ones doing all these things and they were like, just say Jesus did it, like, and that was like their like code name, like they're the A team, but instead of being called the A team, they're called Jesus Christ.
They hadn't come up with the A team yet.
Yeah.
I think this is my new theory. I think all the apostles were like the mean girls. And then they started to feel bad about it. / the
And on Wednesdays, we
they
wear
were
rags.
kidding.
Oh.
And then they started to feel, they didn't actually feel bad about it. They just didn't like their public perception being so negative. So they started writing really good stories about themselves. I think that's actually what
Maybe.
happened. I think, yeah. And they like, yeah.
Like,
I think
show
that's
me the million fish or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if it was actually just one giant fucking, like, prehistoric
That'd be
monster of a fish?
sick. That'd be badass.
You know?
Yeah.
And they just kind of, like, chopped it up. What if they were actually giants?
I want to be a giant. Not really.
And we've actually, over time,
Shrunk.
shrunk.
drastically.
And then we're now working our way back.
Yeah. Yeah, life ends
Just
when we
saying.
meet back up to the size of giants. Because there
Just
only will
saying.
be room for like 3 people.
Maybe. Just saying.
Okay. My brain went to.
Gave you plenty of time.
Yeah, thank you. I really thought about it.
You didn't. You son of a bitch.
My brain went to. I don't have a specific event, but I want to be in like old Egypt.
Okay.
I find it very fascinating.
You want to watch. You want to watch a bunch of slaves build the
No.
fucking pyramids, you piece of shit.
No.
You're like, I'm just really fascinated about how you enslaved these people.
I'm taking notes. That's fucked up.
Aren't you more interested in how we came up with the concept of these monuments?
Yeah, no, actually I want to go there to make sure they weren't communication devices with aliens.
Big
Bringing
dog.
it back. Bringing it
Big
back.
dog.
So yeah.
Would you want to be, so when you say Egypt though, like,
Yeah.
do you want the pyramids to
Like,
not have even started
I don't know.
midway
I
or
don't know.
finished?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about the pyramids, but
You're like, you brought up slaves and now I don't want to go there.
no, I just like
Because then I'm complacent.
truly. No, like I mean, there'd be fucked up shit with this anyway, but like what when like King Tut is like touring in like museums and stuff.
Mhm.
Like I just find all of that so fascinating. And
Sure.
I think in general I would find like seeing life during that time so fascinating.
Absolutely, because everything that we've been told and
Yeah.
everything that
Like,
we've
I
like
wanna actually see
deduced
it.
from it,
Yeah.
like there's only so much we actually know,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And yeah, that's exactly how I feel about like some of these
Yeah.
other things, like the Titanic and like things like that.
And my second thing that came to my brain immediately was I wanna have like an eagle's eye view on the Oregon Trail. And I wanna just like
You can't do that.
okay, well I'll be on the Oregon Trail.
You
then
have to
that's
be on the
fine.
Oregon Trail.
I'll get in the fucking
You can
wagon.
have an eagle's eye view,
well, I just
but it would last for 2 seconds because gravity would kick in, you'd fall and
Right.
hopefully die,
hopefully if we're lucky.
and
but
then be zapped back to
that
current
way
day and be like, okay, reset my coordinates. That one didn't work.
Too tall. I need to bring down my X value. No, my
You're why?
Y value. God damn it.
Because I told you to.
Yeah, I'd want to experience the Oregon Trail because there's like a mix of shit going on, right? Like
Dysentery, a lot of shit
a
going
lot
on.
of shit going on. Oh my god, what is it? What was the other phrase for having tuberculosis?
TB,
No.
whooping cough,
No. Like
black lung.
no, it was like a way of like writing.
plague.
It was a way of writing down like this person. Oh, killed by consumption. When people are getting, isn't that what it's called? Killed by consumption or something?
No, I think that's what happens when you eat too much, sweetie.
thought that was.
And you're on your way.
Anyway, I want to experience that for a variety
Is
of
that
reasons.
actually what
I thought
killed by
that's-
consumption is?
I thought that's what that meant.
Well,
When
your
someone
body
says by
consumed
consumption, no,
you?
it like was a way of referring to tuberculosis, like older times. I thought. I want to experience a variety of reasons. I can only imagine what the United States was then. Like, there's something about
Probably a better time.
no, definitely not, because we were absolute pieces of shit, just thinking everything was ours anyway.
I don't see the disconnect.
But there had to be something like really crazy about like I mean it's without getting so fucking into it, but I'm about to get so fucking into it. It's literally we're crossing borders that aren't ours in hopes of something better, in hopes of opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
in hopes of like fortune, whatever the fuck you're hoping
Mhm.
for. It is literally crossing a line
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't ours to cross
Mm-hmm.
/ like
But I mean,
wasn't established.
it was okay when they did it. I mean,
But like there's that's like a crazy feeling, you know.
rules
like,
weren't really
Yeah.
rules then,
Yeah.
you know. So
we have to create a cutoff.
and like if
somewhere.
we're doing it,
Yeah.
it's probably okay
Right.
because we're doing it for good
For
reason. But
yeah. Right.
nobody could possibly
Uh-uh.
today.
No.
Year 20. What
No.
possible reason?
Nah. No. But yeah, I can only imagine what that feeling was like
Sure.
risking it all on
On the
a
trail.
question mark,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I find that fascinating. Like whether it would be, I'm fine with the Oregon Trail. I'm fine with like these different gold rushes
Mm-hmm.
and in general like mineral rushes that happened across the country.
Mm-hmm.
I find all of that very fascinating. What else?
Sticking with America real quick
Yeah,
to talk about like a
sure.
historic event of America, Boston Tea Party,
I
obviously.
would fucking love to be
And I
there.
feel like so
That'd
many,
be
I feel
fun.
like so many like any movie or TV show that has done time travel
Mhm.
has done the whole thing where like the person who was time traveling like bumped the tea, it
Mhm.
fell in, and then everybody was like, "Yeah!" And then they
Let's
all
throw
started throwing the tea
it.
in. But I
Yeah.
kind of want to like know like, is that what happened?
Was it an
Like, did
accident?
somebody like accidentally throw the first thing in,
I
and then
don't think
everybody?
so because I
I
think
no no no
Bostonians are
no
so
no no no
angry
no
to their
no no
core.
no 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 no. Stick with me because I know that it was planned, right? They knew they were gonna go there and throw the tea, but like when the first one fell in, was it kind of a mistake? And that guy was like, "Oh fuck!" And then like it worked out, and it was like, oh. Like moments like that, I would love to really like. Was this planned? How planned? Was this exact? How good are we actually as humans? Our circumstance kind of plays into things, and happy accidents. It all works out.
It's like in Lord of the Rings when Aragorn was like, "Hold your fire," and that one poor old man who's shaking accidentally lets go and hits the one orc like directly in the eye, and then literally it starts the whole fight, even though they were gonna fight anyway. It's not like it actually changed anything, but we weren't trying to make the move first.
It was just like that.
Exactly.
It
That's what I
is
thought.
just like that.
I want to watch the Liberty Bell crack.
Oh yeah.
Um,
What about
why? I don't know.
what
I
about
think I
like
say break it further.
what about like you're artsy? Is there like an artist that you'd want to be able to like?
I would fucking love to be in New York City in the 80s and 90s, mostly the
Right.
90s. I know it's like probably so stereotypical, but I would love to see the blow up of pop art and the like underground movement it started as to like becoming one of the most like memorable like everyday person knowledge of art.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very fascinating, and in general that time period of New York is like what completely shifted the world's perception of the city to like what we see of it today.
Mm-hmm.
Going back even further, again, also annoyingly stereotypical, I would love to actually meet Van Gogh, and he'd probably hate me, and that's totally fine. But I want to meet him. I want to meet the poor guy. Feels like he's got a lot going on.
And he'd say what?
I can't hear you.
But you'd of course go pre
Right,
here.
yeah, that would just be so annoying to have to put up
Repeat
with.
yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
God.
also the language barrier in general.
Yeah, language might be a problem with him. What else? I'd love to. This is like super stupid, but being a graphic designer, I'd love to go back to just like I'm probably gonna say the wrong era, and that's totally fine. But like pre-computers and see a project be done from start to finish, because that I can like hear the words of how it happened,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't wrap my brain around how that happened. Like all the work of hand detailing and hand creating everything is like so mind blowing to me that I'd love to watch that happen. Maybe like fast forward a little bit 'cause it takes a long time,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd love to like watch. Like I'd love
You
to
can't do that. They didn't. The
have.
scientists didn't come up with that technology.
I'd love to have the ability to like watch crafts that are so computerized today.
Mm-hmm.
Slash in general, like being able to see crafts that like are barely a thing anymore, I think would be really fascinating. Um, yeah, I think that would be really cool. Is there I know this isn't like maybe feels so historical. Is there like a sports moment you'd go back to?
Ooh, the Babe
That's historical.
the Babe Ruth home run point. Just to
Mm.
confirm, did he actually point, or was he kind of just like playing around with his bat like hitters do nowadays?
Yeah. That's
Um,
funny.
man, this is all just baseball stuff, but like, uh, probably to be there for Hank Aaron breaking the home run record. I feel like that would have been electric. To like be at the ballpark when he did that. Trying to think what else would have been like good historical sporting moments. I don't know. Baseball's a tricky one. I mean, a lot of sports are a tricky one. You know, awfully white.
Yeah.
For a lot of years.
Yep.
I don't think as cool as it would be to see Jackie, you know, and see his like first game and stuff. I don't think I'd want to be there.
Yeah.
I feel like I would.
Can't imagine.
Really hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's really anything like sports wise. Ooh, I have a good one. Back in 2013, so it's not even that long ago. We were alive for this.
Right.
Andrew Luck led I think it was 2013. I hope I'm right. Maybe it might have been 2012, honestly. He led an unreal comeback against the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. I would want to be like an on the field person.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's like just like standing there kind of like
You're the
hands
water
in pockets,
boy.
like just in case. No, I'm at the end zone.
Oh.
There's no water boy at the end zone.
You
I
don't know.
think.
Oh.
I want to be there
Photographers get thirsty.
I want to be there. I want to be on the side. I want to be behind the field goal post of the end zone when the fumble happens that Andrew Luck then picks up and dives into the end zone. I feel like that'd be so electric to see up close.
That'd be fun. That'd be very exciting.
I mean, just being there for the entire game, but like that entire time, just like checking my watch, like, oh my God, it's coming.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's about to happen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a cool sporting moment. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. Really not like much else. Like maybe like stuff, maybe some other stuff. And like, this is just like a more of like a general thing, but anything that's close to this, where it's like, when people first came up with the game, kind of like just seeing what that first iteration was.
Yeah.
So like the first time they played 9-on-9 baseball and we're like, yeah, we have something here. I would like, and just be like, wow, you guys are idiots. He was out. I'm sending it to the replay booth in New York. They'd be like, what's New York?
That'd be fun.
And I'd be like, that's crazy because you definitely know what New York is. This isn't pre-1776.
Right.
I like stuff like that. So not just sports even.
Yeah.
Just like computers, right? Like when somebody like came up with and figured out how to get all of these things to work that are now just so everyday. Like kind of seeing that moment would be really cool.
Definitely.
And we can only understand so much of that through just like how people talked about it or how, but to actually like be there for those events. And again, that's going back to my original point with like the Titanic, the Hindenburg. It's like, there's so much we just do not know.
Right.
Right. And like, and that's totally fine.
Right. Like we aren't meant to know everything.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. But also how fucking cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
How fucking cool would it be?
Yeah.
But like, I have no desire to go into a fucking random ass submersible and go down to see the Titanic and potentially implode. I have no desire to do that.
Strange.
I honestly have no desire to be in water.
Oh, that's really weird. But yeah, I hear you.
Anyway, I hope you had fun with that. I was very excited.
I liked that.
I was very excited.
You've been holding on to this for weeks.
When I came up with it. And I was like, I have a really good idea. And you were like, write it down. Because if you do not write down ideas, the feeling is so horrible.
It's so horrible.
That it could make you want
to subscribe to SMSoup. You can find both of our socials in the description. You can find SMSoup Podcast on all streaming services as well as YouTube. If that's where you like to find your podcasts, please share it. Maybe say something nice about it. And what's up?
If you go over to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Drop us a comment.
Yeah. What's
the historic event, historic moment, time period that you'd want to go in, and what are you trying to see there?
I like that. Yeah. So, and eat your Pop-Tarts stacked. There's no other way.
Try it. Let us know.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm not going to do it again, but I'm fine with it. It's an okay way to eat Pop-Tarts.
Until next week. We'll see you then. Bye.